There is a precise moment when the realization hits you, a cold, sharp intake of breath where the world seems to tilt on its axis. You have been betrayed, rejected, or deeply wounded by the woman you trusted. The biological impulse is immediate and overwhelming. You want to rage, you want to beg, or you want to curl inward and let the bitterness rot you from the inside out. But I want you to pause right there, in the center of that burning humiliation. What if I told you that this pain you are feeling is not a sign of your destruction, but the most important signal you will ever receive? Most men view heartbreak as a tragedy, but the Stoic views it as a forge. The woman who hurt you has unwittingly handed you the keys to a kingdom you didn't know you needed to build, the kingdom of your own emotional sovereignty. In the next 30 minutes, we are not going to talk about mind games, manipulation tactics, or how to win her back. We are going to talk about how to take this raw, chaotic energy of pain and transmute it into an unshakable character. We are going to dismantle the very mechanism of hurt so that you never have to be at the mercy of another person's actions again. This is not about getting over her. This is about getting over the version of yourself that was fragile enough to be broken by her. To understand how to move forward, we must first perform an autopsy on the pain itself. Why does it hurt? If we look to Epictetus, the great Stoic teacher, he tells us that men are not disturbed by things, but by the view which they take of them. This is a radical concept to swallow when you are in the throes of grief. It feels like the woman's actions are the direct cause of your suffering. She lied, she left, she cheated, she spoke harsh words. These are objective facts. But the suffering, the sleepless nights, the tightness in the chest, the obsessive looping thoughts that comes from your judgment of those facts. You have attached a narrative to her actions. You have told yourself that because she left, you are unworthy. Because she betrayed you, trust is a lie. Because she is gone, the future is bleak. The Stoic approach requires us to surgically separate the event from the story. When you look at the situation objectively, what actually happened? A human being made a choice that aligned with their own perceived self-interest, and that choice conflicted with your desires. That is the bare truth. It is dry and devoid of emotion. The pain comes from the expectation that she should have acted differently. You are arguing with reality. You are screaming at the rain for being wet. The first step in handling this hurt is to stop demanding that the past be different than it is. The woman who hurt you acted according to her nature and her judgment at that moment, however flawed it might have been. By accepting this as a physiological fact rather than a personal attack on your soul, you begin to close the open wound. You stop bleeding out your energy into a reality that no longer exists and begin to gather your resources for the present moment. This is where the concept of the dichotomy of control becomes your lifeline. In the context of a relationship, this is often the hardest pill to swallow. You have absolutely zero control over her thoughts, her feelings, her attraction to you, or her loyalty. You never did. You only had the illusion of control. When she hurts you, that illusion is shattered, and the terror you feel is actually the terror of realizing how little power you have over others. But this is not a weakness, it is a liberation. If you truly grasp that her actions belong to the external world, a world you cannot command, you are free from the responsibility of fixing them. Her betrayal reflects her character, not yours. Her confusion reflects her mind, not yours. By releasing the desperate grip on trying to control or understand her motives, you instantly reclaim the energy you were wasting. You turn your gaze inward to the only thing you have ever truly possessed, your own reasoned choice and your own integrity. Now that we have established that the event is neutral and only your judgment makes it painful, we must discuss the practical application of this in the heat of the moment. The Stoics practiced the discipline of assent. This is the mental pause button. When you find out she has hurt you, your mind will instantly offer you a distinct impression. I have been harmed. This is a catastrophe. I will never recover. These are rapid-fire suggestions from your ego. The untrained mind accepts these suggestions immediately as truth. The Stoic, however, stands guard at the door of his mind. When the thought comes that says, "She has ruined my life," the Stoic stops and asks, "Is that true? Or is that just a feeling?" You must treat these initial emotional reactions as proto-passions. It is natural to feel the flush of anger or the drop in your stomach. That is biology. But you must not give your assent, your agreement to the story that follows. You can feel the physical sensation of sadness without agreeing with the narrative of despair. This is how you handle her without saying a word. You handle her by not letting her actions hijack your internal monologue. If you react with rage, you are telling her and yourself that she has power over your emotional state. If you react with begging, you are confirming your dependency. But if you do not assent to the injury, if you decide that her actions can strip you of a relationship but cannot strip you of your virtue, you become untouchable. You become like a rock against which the waves crash. The waves are turbulent, but the rock remains unchanged. This silence we are talking about is not the passive-aggressive silence of a man trying to manipulate a woman into feeling guilty. That is a game, and games are for children. The silence of the Stoic is the silence of a man who is busy processing his own reality. It is a withdrawal of energy. When you stop feeding the fire of the drama with your own oxygen, the fire naturally dies. She may expect you to lash out, to cry, or to fight. These are the reactions of a man who defines his worth through her validation. When you deny her these reactions, you are not punishing her, you are preserving yourself. You are drawing a boundary that says your inner peace is too valuable to be traded for a moment of cathartic screaming. This level of emotional discipline is incredibly attractive, not just to women, but to the world, because it signals a man who is the master of his own domain. Let us expand our perspective. When the pain feels unbearable, it is usually because we are zoomed in too close. We are looking at our life through a microscope, where this one relationship seems to be the entire universe. Marcus Aurelius advised the practice of the view from above. Imagine pulling back from your current situation. Rise above your house, above your city, above the continent. Look at the vast sweep of human history. Millions of men have stood exactly where you are standing right now. Millions have felt the exact same sting of betrayal, the same hollow ache of loss. They survived, they moved on. Empires have risen and fallen, stars have burned out, and amidst this cosmic vastness, your relationship drama is incredibly small. This is not meant to minimize your feelings, but to contextualize them. When you realize the insignificance of this event in the grand scheme of your life, the weight on your chest lightens. You realize that you are just a traveler passing through a brief moment of time. Is it worth consuming your limited days on this earth agonizing over someone who does not value you? Is it rational to waste your intellect and your spirit dissecting the behavior of someone who has chosen to walk a different path? The view from above reminds you that there is a world out there full of other duties, other joys, and other people. It recenters you on your purpose. A man with a mission has no time to be destroyed by a woman. If your entire identity collapses because she left, it means your identity was built on the shifting sands of her approval, not on the bedrock of your own purpose. This brings us to the concept of time. Seneca warned us that life is long enough if we know how to use it, but we waste much of it in heedless luxury and no good activity. Spending months mourning a relationship or plotting revenge is a misuse of your most precious resource. Every minute you spend ruminating on her is a minute you steal from your own future. It is a minute you steal from the business you wanted to start, the body you wanted to build, the books you wanted to read. To handle a woman who hurts you, you must ruthlessly prioritize your time. You must view your attention as a currency. Right now, you are hemorrhaging that currency on a bad investment. Cut the loss. Reinvest that attention into your own development. This is the ultimate revenge, though a Stoic would not call it that. It is simply the logical reallocation of resources from a failing enterprise to a flourishing one. Now we must address the transformative power of this pain. The Stoics believed that obstacles were not just to be endured, but to be used as fuel. The phrase amor fati, love your fate, challenges you to not just accept what happened, but to be glad that it did. This sounds counterintuitive. Why should you be glad someone hurt you? You should be glad because this pain has revealed the cracks in your armor. If you were completely self-sufficient and emotionally sovereign, her actions would not have devastated you. The fact that you are devastated is data. It tells you exactly where you are weak. It tells you that you were deriving too much of your self-worth from external validation. Thank her. In the silence of your own mind, thank her. She has unwittingly acted as a harsh teacher. She has exposed your dependencies. Now you have the blueprint for your own reconstruction. You can use this heartbreak as the motive force to drive a rigorous program of self-improvement, not the superficial revenge body to make her jealous, but a deep, structural renovation of your character. You handle the hurt by using it to burn away the dead wood of your personality, the neediness, the complacency, the fear of being alone. When you emerge from this fire, you will be forged into something harder and sharper. You will be a man who knows he can survive the worst emotional winter. which gives you a terrifying confidence when spring returns. Consider the metaphor of the wrestler. A wrestler does not complain when his sparring partner is strong, rough. He appreciates the challenge because it makes him stronger. This woman is your sparring partner in the gymnasium of life. She has thrown you to the mat. The question is not, why did she do that? The question is, how quickly can I get back up, and what did I learn from the fall? If you frame the situation this way, you move from being a victim to being a student of human nature. You stop taking it personally and start taking it professionally. You are a professional at living, and this is just another day of training. Finally, and perhaps most difficult of all, we must talk about the end state of your healing. The ultimate way to handle a woman who hurts you is to reach a place of indifference, and eventually, benevolence. Holding on to anger is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. As long as you hate her, you are still shackled to her. You are still in a relationship with her, even if it is a relationship of hatred. To be truly free, you must let go of the desire for retribution. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily that the people who wrong him are often acting out of ignorance of what is truly good. They think that chasing pleasure or status or validation will make them happy, so they trample on others to get it. They are mistaken. They are like blind travelers stumbling in the dark. When you see her actions through the lens of pity rather than rage, you break the chain. You realize that a person who hurts others is deeply unhappy or confused within themselves. Happy, secure people do not destroy others. By realizing this, you can detach your ego from the equation. You can look at her not as a villain who targeted you, but as a flawed human being struggling with her own nature. You don't have to invite her back into your life. Stoicism is not about being a doormat. You can close the door firmly and lock it, but you do not need to stand behind the door screaming. You can walk away from the door entirely. True indifference is the absence of strong emotion. It is reaching a point where her name is just a word, not a trigger. This is the peak of the mountain. It requires you to consistently apply reason to your emotions, to refuse to indulge in self-pity, and to focus entirely on your own virtue. Your virtue, your character, your decisions, your will is the only thing that is truly yours. No woman can take it from you. No betrayal can tarnish it. It is the fortress that stands when everything else falls. So, how do you handle a woman who hurts you? You do not handle her at all. You handle yourself. You take the energy that you want to direct outward at her, and you turn it inward. You use the pain to cauterize your wounds and seal your dependencies. You recognize that while you cannot control her actions, you have absolute monarchy over your own mind. You refuse to assent to the narrative of victimhood. You zoom out to see the insignificance of the event in the cosmos. You value your time too highly to waste it on resentment. And ultimately, you thank the universe for the lesson, and you walk away not with bitterness, but with a terrifying, calm resolve. This journey we have described is not easy. It requires a vigilance that most men are unwilling to maintain. It is easier to drink, to complain to friends, and to wallow in the tragedy. But you are not looking for easy. You are looking for strength. The next time the memory of her hurt rises in your throat, remember, this is the iron. You are the smith. Do not let the fire go to waste. Forge yourself.